excited over here.
Yeah.
Alright. So, I'm gonna take this back to when I was 17. I remember I was going through regular school, right? And as I was going through school, I stopped and thought for a second, and I was like, what am I gonna do in my future? And as the day went by, I just kept thinking about that. And so, I mean, yeah, school ended, not at home. The next day turns out to be, college fair day, where we went to go to high school, look at some schools, right? And so I was there, I was getting through the crowd, going through some booths, and just listening around to see what I found interesting. And so, as I went through the crowd, and I saw a couple of booths. I saw Armed Forces booths, right? I saw, I think it was the Army, the National Guard, and I think it was the Coast Guard. And so I was talking to them, and they were like explaining to me and everything, and that really didn't catch my attention, right? So I kept moving along, and I was like, I took some of their information. I was like, yeah, all right, I'll see if I'm interested. And so as I kept going, and I saw some colleges too, and I was like, oh, saw a music school, and I was like, oh, well, I like to sing and write songs, right? So I went and go check them out, and yeah, I was interested. I took some information and everything, and was like, oh, maybe I check this out later. And I kept walking, and I saw another college. I remember the name, it's Houston-Tiverton. And so I went to go talk with the representative there, and I was like, yeah, and she was like, well, what, I asked them, what courses do you offer? And she's like, oh, well, what do you want to become? And I was like, I want to go into being a paralegal or law. And she was like, oh, we do offer courses like that and stuff like that. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll take some of your information, and maybe contact you, or you contact me later. And I remember it was getting close to the end where we had to come back, right? And I came across another booth. It was another military booth as well, and this one was the Marine Corps. So I went, and I immediately knew I was gonna like it. I liked their presentation, and we could say it was an elite branch, I could say. And so we were talking, and I immediately felt the connection, and felt that, maybe I want to do this. And so I was talking to the guy, and he was like, yeah, we offer this and that, and stuff like that. So I was like, okay. And I gave him my information, because I found myself filling out the paper and giving him my contact information and everything. And so I came back to school. And so throughout the days, and I kept waiting for a text or email about them trying to contact me. And it came to a point where it was like a month later, and I was going through a normal day of school. I got called to the office, and I was like thinking in my mind, I was like, oh, what do I do now? Am I in trouble or something? And I was walking to the office, and when I walked to the office, Miss Spikes told me, she's like, just go to the meeting room. And so I'm walking back to the meeting room, and I'm like, oh no, now I did something bad. 'Cause it's the meeting. So as I'm walking through the hallway, I see a uniformed man, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is what it's all about. And I go in, I sit down, he introduces himself, we start talking, and he's like, so are you interested in that? And I was like, yeah, I am. And he was like, well, now it's up to you to decide what you want to do. And so I was like, oh, well, I think I'm ready. I think I want to do this. And so the conversation ended, he had to leave because he had to go to another meeting. And so I was like, all right. I took some information. He gave me some books. Well, not books, some pamphlets too. And I was like, oh, okay. He gave me his card and everything. And as the that day ended as well, I went home. I talked to my parents. They were like, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And I was like, "Yeah." And of course, being Hispanic, my parents were against it at first, but they kind of got used to it. And it was a time where I had to go do MEPS in San Antonio, and I came to school first, and then after school, I had to immediately leave, so I wouldn't miss that much of school. So when I got home, I went inside, I got changed, and as I was heading out, my mom stopped and she was like, she literally got down on her knees, started crying, started telling me, you know, son, there's other things for you to do. You don't have to do this. And I was like, Mom, I need to do this because I don't know what I'm gonna do with the rest of my future if I don't do this. And so she was like, okay, we'll just think about what I said and take that into consideration. So as I went to San Antonio, I was thinking about that, and when it came time for me to swear in, I rejected it. I withdrew. That's what I'm gonna say. I withdrew. I told them I didn't want to do it, and they sent me back home. And when I was home, I told my mom, I was like, I didn't do it because in the back of my mind, I had the thought of you crying, and so I didn't do it. And so she was like, all right. And now she's basically ready for me to do it.